Welcome to the YCNU podcast. Join us each week for engaging conversations with campus leaders, students, faculty, staff, alumni, and community members. From academics to athletics, campus life, and beyond, we cover it all. Have someone you want to hear from? Let us know. Let's explore the world of Yavapai College together.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the YCNU podcast. I'm Cadu Medina, your host, and I'm here with Dr. Lisa Rhine, president of Yavapai College. Welcome back, Dr. Rhine.
Thank you. I'm pleased to be back in the seat here communicating with you, Cadu.
You were the very first guest of the YCNU podcast back in October 2024. We're like 17 episodes into this in a monthly or weekly podcast. So there's been a lot, between then and now. So I'm excited to have you here to catch up, just to see what else is going on. I know there's a lot that has happened here since then. How are you? And what's new with Yavapai College that is at the top of your priority list? A long list, I'm sure.
Well, I'm doing great. And the college is doing great. Super exciting things on the horizon for us. And one of those that I'm super proud to talk about today is our optimized 92 credit hour bachelor's degree in business.
This one, I know it's a big conversation. So let's just kind of dive right in, because I know there's a lot going on and this is really fresh. Bachelor's degrees, the 92 credit Bachelor of Applied Science in Business degree. What is it? Who is it for? And how will it help our students and students everywhere? I know this is a big topic, so please give us the scoop.
Okay, so as you know, baccalaureate degrees typically require 120 credit hours. And that's true in the United States, but actually outside of the United States, a 3-year degree, a 90 credit hour baccalaureate degree is common. So at Yavapai College, you know that our whole purpose is to provide access and opportunity and hope for students. And one of our key strategic pillars is to look at delivery and make sure that we're delivering our classes and our services in the way that students need it, and particularly the way that our industries need it, so that students can get employed upon completion.
Right.
And so as an institution, over the last year, we've been really paying attention to how we go about updating our strategic plan. And as you know, one of the pillars is delivery and how we do that. But we've been looking at this concept of forecasting and signaling and paying attention to what's going on out in the community, out in the world, in the state, and how that might impact education and what we're doing.
Right.
And so what happened is we learned that there were a small group of universities that were piloting a concept of an optimized baccalaureate degree that would be less than 120 credits. And they were given authorization by their own accrediting body, which is not ours, but a separate one, to begin to look at that. And so we were like, ooh, this is happening in the U.S. We might be able to take advantage of that opportunity. We then had conversations with our Higher Learning Commission accrediting body liaison, and he mentioned that they were going to be potentially the first accrediting body in the U.S. to offer guidance on this.
Oh, wow.
And so reading those signals, we were in the process of developing baccalaureate degrees anyway. Right. And I had a conversation with Doug Berry, our new provost, and I said, let's think about what that might look like in a 3-year format, in less than 120. And so we got on top of that. And so when the HLC came out with the guidance, we were positioned and ready to be the first ones to apply for that consideration.
Wow, that's incredible. We're talking about forecasting. So this wasn't existing here in the U.S. yet. We kind of saw that trend coming out somewhere else out of the country, and we were already kind of jumping into the opportunity here, because this is going to be our fourth business bachelor's degree, right?
It'll actually be our third, with our fourth coming out concurrently in computer science.
Perfect. Right. So, I mean, this is really, we're early in the process there. That's incredible. It's such a such a cool thing about Yavapai College that we are so ahead of the pack here, and we're really leading, the industry here in this category. So we bring this out from somewhere else, and then we're like immediately just raising our hand and going like, we want to do this.
Right. We said we want to do this. We want to figure out how this would best serve our students and our industry, what it would look like. How do you create a baccalaureate degree that is still of high quality, has the rigor, the same learning outcomes as the 120, and make that really meaningful for our students. The important thing is that students will be able to have access to this program here locally. The cost will be significantly less than going to a four-year institution. They'll be able to complete in 92 credit hours, so they get out into the workforce sooner. They don't, they're not still in school and losing a year of pay.
Right.
It just really opens opportunity, and industry is dealing with its own issues in terms of workforce and talent. They have been experiencing kind of a double whammy. They have problems getting entry-level persons that are qualified into their industry, but they're also seeing what they're calling the graying of the workforce.
Right.
And they're starting to age out and have a lot of retirements. So their workforce and their talent pool is really shrinking, and they need people sooner than later. And they're very excited about the opportunity to take our students as soon as they can get out of here. And many times we even see that they take our students before they complete their degrees, or their certificates.
Right. Yeah.
Because they need them in the workforce. But we want our students to complete. We want to give them this opportunity to complete in 92 credit hours, have a baccalaureate degree, and get out into the workforce. A number of other things that we've had to consider when putting this out there is, well, what does that mean if you plan to transfer to go beyond the baccalaureate degree to a university for a master's degree or beyond? And we just wanted to make sure that students and everyone else understands that the 120 degree option will still be available. If you plan to go to Harvard or an elite school, you may want to consider that. If you plan to go to become a doctor or a lawyer.
Right.
But there are other universities that we are working with that are very happy to accept full cloth, the 92 credit hour baccalaureate degree, and accept you into a master's program.
Yeah.
So there are pathways. And if you're in the 92 credit hour and you want to switch over to the 120 at some point because you change your mind, there's pathways to be able to do all of that. So we're super excited about it. Here's where we are in the process. We had the Higher Learning Commission come out, and we went through a 2-day in-person interview, and that was just last week. And we're still in that process. They asked for additional evidence. I will tell you the Higher Learning Commission is really scrutinizing this because it is the first one.
Right.
We will be the example. We will be the model. So they want to make sure that we have dotted all our I's and crossed all our T's. So we had that meeting. They asked for additional evidence. Following their recommendation, it will go to the IAC, which is the Instructional Action Committee, which is part of the Higher Learning Commission process. And we'll learn something in the March-April timeframe about whether we're fully approved. And at that point, we can actually promote and enroll students.
But there's no way this is not going forth, right? Like we're right there. We're so close.
We're so close. We
incredible.
believe that we've done everything possible to show that we're ready. I am fully confident that we're ready. And yes, I hope in March or April to be able to make a formal announcement and begin enrolling students.
I'm thinking you were talking about transfer students, but there's also the transfer students that maybe have already graduated, that have already a bachelor's degree, and they're just looking to move into a different direction. Someone from the healthcare industry that decided, you know what, I want to start my own business, and I want a quick or an optimized, like we're calling, business degree to get me there. Or someone that is an engineer and is deciding, I want to jump into the business side of my business and wants to get that degree. I mean, this is going to be incredible for anyone coming from that side of the story too, right? They already have their bachelor's degrees, but they want another one so that they can go in a different direction. This is going to be great.
Absolutely. And we're hearing that from the community. We did so much work in terms of communicating with community and focus groups and students and preparing for this degree. And that's exactly what we're hearing. Either they're in a baccalaureate degree that or they've completed one,
Right.
but it doesn't apply to what they're doing now. They want to go in a different direction, or they have an associate's degree and they just want to go on and get that bachelor's degree. Lots of alumni coming back, and actually a lot of our own faculty and staff are pursuing the program.
And I can even see businesses, corporations that will decide, I want my executive team to go through this and, get their degree and all that. So, this is going to be really popular.
Yes.
I can tell.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great one.
Great economical option for so many.
For students that are starting their career, to students that have already started but want to kind of redirect.
Absolutely.
That's fantastic. Well, great news on that. I'm sure that we're going to hear a lot more about this, and I can't wait to see, the day when we start really marketing it and talking really loudly about this. Thank you for sharing all that with us. Let's jump to another topic here. I know you just came back from a conference, the Community College Baccalaureate Conference. One of our students, who we've talked about her in the past, Ashley Darling, won a scholarship for that. So tell us a little bit about that conference and Ashley and what this all means to us.
Yeah, so the Community College Baccalaureate Association holds an annual conference, and this is a group of community colleges across the nation that exist in the 24 states that have been given authorization to offer baccalaureate degrees at community colleges, convening, where we come together and share best practice and ideas and all of those things. And one of the presentations that Doug Barry and I did, along with Lori Dreyer, our business director, was on our optimized degree. Right. And so we had great attendance at that and lots of questions, as you might imagine. And we had just come off our visit from the Higher Learning Commission. So we were full of information about how that went and the questions that they asked and the level, that they scrutinized the program. And so super exciting to be there. And we were there with a cohort of about 10 individuals from the college that are looking at developing other baccalaureate degrees, and we're getting great ideas there. But Ashley Darling is one of our students in the business program who won a scholarship there. They select 3 in the nation every year. And so for her to be one of 3 in the nation was extraordinary.
Right.
And actually, we had a scholar last year too, Jamie Oldersdorf. So to be recognized by the Community College Baccalaureate Association, this national organization that really values community colleges and what we're doing in the baccalaureate space, to recognize 2 of our students 2 years in a row is really such an honor for the college, and just shows you the quality of student that is coming out of here. And we're just so proud of Ashley. She received a scholarship then to continue her studies from CCBA.
In that, we were selected, or our students were selected from a vast number of students, I'm sure, and from colleges everywhere, right? We must be doing something right here. What do you think went on there? Twice in a row, 2 students winning scholarships.
Well, so our students, we know our students well. And so I think we do a really good job of selecting students that truly meet the criteria, but we also select students that have a story to tell. And are comfortable articulating how education is changing their life for the better. All of our students have a story. All of them come with, all of their hopes and dreams, but all of their challenges. And being willing to get up there and share that story with us as professionals that work here so that we know them. Right. And then we can nominate them for these kinds of things really kind of is a full circle loop of bringing together and really celebrating the accomplishments of our students and knowing how far they've come and what they've overcome to be considered as a scholar. So I think we just picked really students that really meet the criteria, but also were willing and able to tell their story and how education has changed their lives.
Absolutely. And if I may add one more skill to that, I'm sure that we're preparing them to tell their stories the best and the most, eloquent way possible, because obviously everyone has a good story, but can we tell that story properly? I'm sure that we're all doing a good job. You guys are really preparing these, future leaders of our community here to be able to tell their stories properly and be heard.
That's exactly right. And that happens in the curriculum. It happens in student affairs. It happens through our leadership development programs. But, we recognize the story. We ask about the story. We learn about our students. And we help them to articulate their challenges as resilience building strengths that they can bring into the workforce and into their lives. And so, we help them to create that storyline for themselves that they can use in interviews and out as they move on from here.
That's wonderful. Well, congratulations for being on the spotlight twice, 2 years in a row. Our students are really awesome kids. Let's talk about one more topic here, the Bellwether competition. That's another one that I think it's important, and it's been in our forehead here. What is it? What does it mean to Yavapai College in our community? Give us a little bit of the context here in the...
Sure. So the Bellwether Consortium is a national organization that recognizes innovation in community colleges, and they annually select 30 programs in 3 different areas. So that's either in academic and student affairs, in workforce development, or in governance, finance, and planning. So those are the 3 subject areas. They select 10 programs in each of the 3, and then it's a pretty rigorous application process. From that point, your program in one of those 3 areas is selected, and you come to this consortium in Texas every year, and you actually compete to win the Bellwether Prize in one of those 3 areas.
Right.
So they award 3 Bellwether Prizes annually in those 3 areas. We have been selected as a top 10 Bellwether finalist 3 times in the last 4 years.
Wow, wonderful.
Yeah. The very first time was for our College Promise program, and it was in the area of student affairs and academic affairs, instructional programs. And then in the second year, we were nominated for workforce development. And then this year, we were nominated in the area of governance, finance, and planning for the establishment of our participatory governance council that we put in place at the college.
Who are the colleges competing in this? Is it community colleges only?
It is community colleges
but
only.
all over the country.
All over the country. And it's a very prestigious award just to get in the top 10. And so you're recognized at the conference for being in the top 10. And while you're there, you're actually competing. There's a number of things that are in place. You have to create a binder of the program and best practice. It's very specific. 10 pages of content, 10 pages of attachments. It needs to be a marketing promotional piece. So you create that binder, that's submitted, and there are judges that rate the contents of that. And then you go and you actually have what's kind of like a vendor table. They have us all set up in a big room, and you have to have your elevator speech. And so the team and I will be there. They come around, and the judges are anonymous, so they're super secret shoppers. They come around and they ask you questions about your innovative project. You have to be able to give them that in precise period of time. And again, they have a rubric. They're scoring you. You don't know who they are. And then we actually do a presentation. It's an hour-long presentation with question and answer where, again, we have to follow certain topics, and they have their rubric, and there'll be a secret shopper judge in the audience. So they're rating your team on your presentation, on your binder, on your vendor presentation, your elevator speech. And then on the final day, they announce the winners in each of the 3 categories.
Sounds nerve-wracking.
It's nerve-wracking, but it's super exciting, too, because you get to go around and learn about 29 other innovative programs and ideas. And we just always come away with so many great ideas that we can bring back. And,
Absolutely.
And they've created the binder that they share with us, so we get to see how they set it up and all of the details about the program. And it really gives us access to those colleges that are really innovating in different ways across the nation. And so it kind of becomes like a group of folks like-minded in that way.
Oh, absolutely. Collaborators, right? Like trading secrets of the trade here and in the best way possible, not in a competitive way, but in a way to let's all, bring all ships together, right?
Yes.
Let's raise the tide together.
Yes.
Love that. What do we So what do we win if we, or whoever wins that competition? What is the prize to it? Is it more of a title, or there's actually some funding that comes with it? Or
yeah, there's no funding, but it is. It's the recognition of being, even like I said, being in the top 10, being a top 10 finalist in Bellwether is huge. Winning the prize is even better, because then they take those three and they have preference given to them in presentations at American Association of Community College Conference and the Association Community College Trustee Conference. And so the three of them will come together and then promote their innovations at other national conferences for community colleges.
Sets you as the leader in a category, which then creates opportunities for you to collaborate and work in conjunction with other leaders in that department. I mean, I love it.
Yes. So we're super proud of our folks for just always stepping up and thinking about ways that we can promote the good things we're already doing. Right. We're already doing these things, and just being able to receive the national recognition for the good work that's happening is just makes me a proud president.
I love it. Well, thank you. Dr. Rhine, we are in the beginning, sort of. It's moving fast. Time is moving fast, but we're at the beginning here of 2025. What should people, our community, our staff, students be on the lookout for? Just give us a little bit of a billboard here. What are we looking for this year? What are some of the key things that you're working on that we need to just keep our eyes open, because it's coming?
Wow. So, look for opportunities to get shorter term opportunities to get your program completed. We're looking at shorter term certificates. We're looking at entrepreneurial opportunities. So putting together not only short-term certificates that you might get here, but also accompanying that with a skill set that we offer through our Regional Economic Development Center and our Small Business Development Center to be able to help you to start a business. So it wouldn't necessarily be a degree in business, maybe, but it might be taking a series of courses that are accompanying your certificate. So say you get a certificate in culinary, right, or in automotive, or in some other area, but you think, I want to start a food truck, or I want to start a restaurant. Right. But the Small Business Development Center can walk you through all of those things on how to write a business plan, where to get resources and financing of a business, how to put together your LLC and all the business documents, all of the things that walk you through very practically how to set up a business. Right. And then accompanying that with a short-term certificate can get you out and as an entrepreneur and get your business started much sooner than what we think of.
Right. As just get you set up for success. Get you set up
for success, and be able to take the skill set that you get over here and really, really use it to set up your own business.
Turn it into a reality. Well, as a matter of fact, I'm trying to get Ashley, our Ashley Darling, to speak with us here at the podcast, because she is one of those, case studies. She is one of those student stories that we want to tell. Same thing. I think she was working as a freelance graphic designer, just thought that she had more to give, more to do, came to her business degree, and then through the business degree and the support of our staff and in professors and everybody else, she ended up kind of getting connected with some, entrepreneurship groups, and all of a sudden, boom, she's got her own business set up, and now she's speaking to the world about this whole process and how, her dream has become a reality now. She's a professional, and we got our hands all over it. I mean, isn't that what you're talking about? I mean, she is a great story.
She's a great example of that. And, being a single mother and multiple children and trying to make it, right? And then going to school over the years and piecing together all of the education that she's had, and then wanting to be an entrepreneur and work for herself, and just really took advantage of all the resources here to be able to do that. She's just a great success story.
Wonderful. And many more to come, I'm sure. Now, as far as what is close and dear to your heart, what is the thing that we need to look forward to here that you feel like it's what gets you the most excited about?
Well, obviously,
all of these are awesome.
Obviously, commencement. So May is a special time of year at the community college, and particularly at Yavapai College, because we get to see the fruits of our labor.
Yeah.
And all of the work and all of the efforts and everything that we do results in students walking across that stage, and it's like the Super Bowl for us. I mean, it is like the
Indeed
culminating event, and it's just such a rewarding time to shake the hand of every single student walking across that stage, knowing that they realized a dream. They hit a milestone. They've accomplished something, not only for themselves, but for their family and for our community. So that is the most beautiful day of the year, and that's what I'm looking forward to in May.
Yeah. It may feel like it's the end of a cycle, but as a matter of fact, for us, that is the beginning of a cycle. We start with the why, because that's where the why is, right?
Yes.
It's just watching all those dreams come true and these people coming across the stage, receiving their, diplomas, certificates, and just moving on with life. I mean, that's inspiring.
Yeah, it's the confirmation and affirmation of everything.
Right.
And last year we had 1,700 graduates walk across the stage. And so that's 1,700 individuals ready to work and go into the workforce and help improve this community. So yes, if you're available, come to our commencement ceremonies and experience that along with us.
1,700 reasons to get up and go to work.
That's right, every morning.
I love it. Well, Dr. Rhine, thank you so much. Those were all the questions I had for you here. Is there anything that we left behind? You want to leave us with any final thoughts?
Just that so supportive. The community here is incredible. The community and the employees that work here really come to work every day and stay focused on student success. And I just am so appreciative of the support that we have for the college.
Thank you. Really appreciate it. It's great to have you. Thank you for all the updates and all the exciting things that are happening here at Yavapai College. We really appreciate you and all you do for this community. And I am sure that people know how to find you if they have more questions and want a follow-up on anything else.
I'm always available.
You're always available. I appreciate that. Well, thank you so very much.
Thank you, Cadu.
Thank you for tuning in to the YCNU podcast. We hope you enjoyed our conversation today. Don't forget to follow and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts so you never miss an episode. Got someone in mind for our next chat? Reach out and let us know. Until next time, keep exploring, and we'll see you next week.